Hello. I'm trying a different format of making my video today. So let me know how you like, if you're able to see my Desmo screen at the same time that I'm writing on my paper. So question number 1, this is for the chapter 2 review. It says, which of the following is an equation of the line that has a y-intercept of 2 and an x-intercept of 3? So to find the x and y-intercept, so the y-intercept is when x is 0. So if we put in 0 into any of these for y, this one right here would be 3x equals 6, so x equals 2. Oh, we need to, so 0 in for y would be my x-intercept. So when I put 0 in for y, I get x equals 2. So this one's not it. So 0 in for y, I get x equals 3 here. This one has a 3 and a 0 for the x-intercept. And the y-intercept is when I put 0 in for x, I get my y-intercept is 2. So I think it's this one here, D. Question 2 says, what information do you need to determine the equation of a line? So you need your slope and you need your y-intercept. Is your y value when x equals 0? Okay, let's look at number 3. Number 3 says, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, in 1995, the U.S. exported 30.2 million metric tons of wheat. In 2005, that number was 27.2 million metric tons. Assuming the decline of wheat exports is linear, write an equation that gives the amount of wheat exported in the year X. X equal to 0 corresponds to 1995. So they gave us information on 1995. It was 30.2. So we know the y-intercept. So that's good. In 2005, that number was this. So when x equals 2005 minus 1995 is x equal to what? So I'm going to go over here and say 2005 minus 1995. So that would be x equal to 10. So in year 10, we know that there were 27.2 million metric tons. Okay, so my slope is going to be my change in y over my change in x. And so I'm going to have 27.2 minus 30.2 divided by 10 minus 0. So I'm going to have 27.2 minus 30.2 is a negative 3 over 10. So a negative 3 divided by 10. So my slope is a negative 0.3. So our equation is equal to a negative 3.3x plus 30.2. And then it says, is the slope of the line positive or negative? And it's negative, and we know that because it's declining. They told us that. Assume that the linear trend continues. Estimate the amount of wheat exports in 2011. So 2011 minus 1995 will be x equal to I'm going to go over here and do 2011 minus 1995 is 16. So when x equals 16, so that's f of 16. So I can put that into my equation over here in Desmos. I can say negative 0.3 times 16 plus 30.2. So there should be 25.4 million metric tons. And that's question 3C. Okay, so questions 4 and 5 are both dealing with data. So question 4 says the following table gives the average hourly earnings of US production workers. So I put this data into Desmos. So if you go into Desmos, and we have to put in X values for the year since. And letter A says, use the first and last data points to find a linear model for the data. So, but it says X equals 0 corresponds to 2000. So that means 2001 is 1 year after 2000. This is 2 years. This is 4 years, 5 years, and 6. So I am not going to have you do this by hand for A on the exam, but I do want you to be able to use Desmos. So you're going to use, wherever your data is, you're going to use Y1 tilde X1 plus B. So I'm going to do Y1 tilde MX1 plus B. And it gave me my slope. So my slope is 0.426x plus 14.08 is my y-intercept. Use the models from part A and B. So I'm not going to use A, just B, to find the F. And we're going to predict in 2003. So 2003 subtracting 2000 is x equal to 3. So I'm going to put that into here. So f of 3 so I'm basically just replacing 3 into my equation up here that I got for my linear equation, which is 0.426 times 3 plus 14.08. So 0.426 times 3 plus 14.08. So it's predicting that we would be at 15.358. And this is the predicted value. And then it says how far off. The actual was 15.37. So we're going to do the estimate minus the actual. Actually, they like you to do actual minus the estimate, I think. But either way, as long as we're keeping track, the estimate was 15.358, subtracting the actual, which was 15.37. So we under predicted by negative 0.012. Under predicted. So it says use the models from part B and assume the trend continues to estimate the hourly earnings in 2010. So 2010 minus 2000 will be x equal to 10. So f of 10. So I'm just going to go back into my equation here and type in 10. And it's predicting that they will make $18.34 an hour. So question 5 says, the following table shows data provided by the National Center for Health Statistics on total national health expenditures in billions of dollars for the United States in various years. Let A says, let X equal to 0 correspond to 1980. Find the least squares regression line for the data. So 0 is 1980. So this is going to be 0. 1990 minus 1980 will be 10, 15, 20. 2002 minus 1980 over here. I'm gonna go to would be year 22 for 2002. 2003 is 23, and this will be 24. So I'm going to go to my data and do 0, down, 10, down, 15, 20, 22, 23, 24. And then I've got 254.9, 717.3. Okay. And because I already put it in, I just replaced it in X1 and Y1. My linear model was already there. So my linear model is Y equals 66.52 is my slope. And my y-intercept is 142.56. It says, what is the correlation coefficient? That's my R right there. So R equals 0.9829. It says, assuming the trend continues, estimate the total healthcare expenditures for 2012. So 2012 minus 1980 is X equal to 32. So we're going to put 32 into our model. 32 into our model up here. So I'm just going to say 66.52 times 32 plus my y-intercept. So I'm predicting national healthcare expenditures will be 2271.2, and that's in billions. In 2012. And that should be all for the chapter 2 review. Catch me back for one of the other chapters.